Welcome, welcome. Buenos dias. Good morning, grand rising. Come on in to Viata's tiny house village. We got a lot to talk about. The emotions are high, high, high this week about one little decision from the or the Surgeon General of Florida. I'm so glad Florida is so actively participating in making changes in the world. So stay tuned. We got lots to do, lots to talk about. Soon as we welcome our village, we're going to get in our joint rolling, but let's get busy. So come on in, everybody. Come on in to my tiny house. We can all fit in here thanks to technology. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Blessings, blessings to all of you. Let's just take a deep breath in. Ooh, to welcome August 5th. No, we're in September. Ay, ay, ay. We moved so fast through August. September 5. That's a 9 and a 5. That's 14. That's a 5 and a 9. We're in the number 5 today, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're rolling around in the universal number of 5. So that just means life is continuing, life is happening. And I'm just so grateful to be in Florida once again, where our legislators, our government is making changes that need to be made, but not everybody's happy about the changes as usual. So we got new debates to talk about. And today I want to focus on resolution, resolving the conflicts. Because even though many of us think what the LADAPO, the Surgeon General of Florida, just stated they're going to take action on, it hasn't been done yet, but they're taking action. There's so many people who reacted with anger. What anger? Why? But we're going to talk about all that after we roll our joints and get our body activated receive to receive what the universe has for us this day, this fifth day, number 5 day, 5th day of September, 555 everywhere. So thank you all for joining me because this is an exciting adventure that we're on, in my opinion. I had breakfast with my grandchildren before they went to school, and they finally listened and talked. We had healthy conversation this morning at the breakfast table with 3 generations actually carrying on a healthy conversation. Oh my goodness. The day before it was chaos. You never know what you're going to get in the Robinson household. But I'm grateful that this day, number 5, there was peace in the Robinson household. We had conversation, healthy. I made a smoothie for my grandchild. My grandson drinking his hot chocolate moringa vitamin C drink. Life is good on this day. And that's really what it's all about. Present moment joy. Never know what's going to happen tomorrow. But this day, let's just express joy, present moment. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Exhale. Let go of all that anger, bitterness, unforgiveness. Inspire, inspire, inspire. Be inspired by your inhale. And expire, expire. Let go, let go, let go of all the negative emotions and feelings about anything. Let's let it go. Because this temple, this master design, this biological computer functions best on love. Love, love, love. So that's why we're going to play our music by the Sounds of Blackness. It's time for healing, where the message from this music is love is the healer. Love, love, love. And the love message is Fly, fly, fly. First, love yourself. Especially if you're an adult dealing with adult children, love yourself first. Let them fly. Let them go out into the water, little ducklings. I did a show this week, if you missed it, on the relationship with mothers and their adult children, how we need to heal and take care of ourselves. So let's just do some joint rolling first, and then we want to get into today's show. We're going to process this outrage, this anger, this reaction to the changes that are going on at the Center for Disease Control, which we have other names for that are more appropriate, but we'll just leave it that. And how Florida is leading the way once again on what we can put into our bodies or not. So let's resolve this conflict first and foremost with musical movement of our galactic joints. We got so much going on. We got a lot going on in these joints. If you're new to Liana's health and well-being, we realize that moving these joints is all about 4 major processes and results. Number 1, your immune system gets boosted when you're moving the joints. Number 2, your muscles get strengthened, because guess what's holding up all these joints? Muscles. Number 3, your lymphatic system is starting to get pumped when you're moving and flexing your feet and your ankles and your wrists. And then finally, your circulation gets improved. So I encourage all of you who join me every Friday to keep it up every morning. I do not get out of my bed without lifting my legs and rolling joints and moving my body before I get up. And I wake up giving thanks for a new day, And so this 70-year-old frame is working pretty good right now. No drugs, no medication. And raising my vibration and evolving. So inside of you and me, the message is nation to nation. Let's roll these guys. So let's roll this head around. Breathing in. We're slowly activating the galactic portals for the neck joint. Activating. And I don't know where my shoe is. So let's just activate these portals and let's roll these joints back and the shoulders. Woo-wee! My back all of a sudden said, hey, happy day. This also gets your upper back muscles work out. Maybe you don't do workouts every day. Just start with rolling these joints and you get your workout. Believe me, right now my upper back muscles are being released from tension. Rolling back and forth, rolling forward and then backward. And then you can even go swimming in this sea of energy. There's a sea of energy all around us. So do your front crawl in the sea of energy and backstroke. Feel those muscles responding to your action. That's what it's all about. We take action and we get a reaction in our body of love. Thank you. Your body says thank you. For working me out. We got to keep it moving. All right. So let's get on the floor and kick up our legs and move these ankles and wrist joints. Let's begin feeling from within, rolling in both directions. This is your morning workout, even in bed. If you're still in bed, that's okay. Kick those legs up. And again, if you have trouble rolling, flex and point. This is amazing. This is amazing movement to improve your circulation. Just bending and flexing if you're not able to roll. Now we want to roll the bottom part of our leg to get the knees strengthened. These knees are going to keep you strong in your senior years if you strengthen the muscles. And this is what strengthens the muscles. rolling the joints, rolling the legs around, giving your knees what the energy they need, the love that they need, both directions, strengthening the knees so you don't have to have knee operations or knee braces or all that. Just keep it moving, keep it moving. And again, bend and straighten. If you have a hard time rolling, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. So let's roll over on our side. Roll over on our side. We want to get to the hips. Got to get these hips moving. Rolling the leg around. You're energizing your first chakra. This is going to prevent some hip surgeries if you do it on a regular basis, because the muscles will not be lazy and weak. This is going to strengthen the muscle, reverse, and strengthen the muscles around your hip area, in your hip area. And you're actually getting an increase of blood flow here in the first chakra area, your groin area, your reproductive area is getting a improved circulation. So let's flip over and get the other side. We want to be balanced. You know, life is all about balance. It's okay to have a hamburger every now and then, but if you're eating hamburgers, french fries, and buns every day, your body will soon be out of balance. So let's roll, keep it rolling. So balance says move your body. You don't have to run a marathon every week, but you do need to move it in some way. And today, this morning, every morning, you can just do these simple rolling exercises that will keep your body moving and healthier, because again, the blood's flowing, your lymphatic system is improving, and your muscles are being strengthened, and your circulation. All of that is good for the body. Now again, if you have trouble rolling, just lift that leg up one at a time, as much as you can. This is a great way to start your morning, is just lifting. Throw those covers off, say I'm ready to go, thank you for this new day, and then just lift one leg at a time to get the blood flowing, and your whole digestive system is getting a boost this morning. And I think we forgot to do the elbows, so I'm going to just roll around the elbows, roll around the lower arm to get the elbow joint strengthened. Okay, getting the elbow joint strengthened. Another galactic portal opening up for you. And again, if you can't roll, just bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Time for healing. Okay, so let's if you can, bring the bottom of the feet together. Rub the hands together. That's activating your meridians. Activate, activate, activate. Grab those knees. Hug those knees. Rock side to side. Give your spinal cord a massage to finish off your rolling joints. Healing, healing, healing. Take a deep breath in, and let's roll over to the side and push up and come up. Give yourself a hand if you've gotten this far. Woohoo, woohoo. And let's rub together and do our vagus nerve work. You know, the vagus nerve is the largest nerve in the body. It's like your tree trunk. It's your tree of life. Some people refer to it as the tree of life. So we can look at the vagus nerve as needing love. Just like the trees. I go around walking in my neighborhood. I hug big trees. I don't hug the little, but the big trees. I give them a big hug and say, thank you, tree, for your love. Thank you for your nourishment. Thank you for your protection. Because as long as those leaves are green, we know the air is still fairly healthy. Okay, so let's take the hands to the back of the neck. Squeeze, inhale, release. Squeeze, squeeze, inhale, and let go. One more time. Squeeze, give it a big squeeze back there. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Let go. Let's just give our arms a tap, good tap. This point right here, if you have pain in your body, this is a good place to start moving that blocked energy. Pain is just a sign that your energy is blocked. It's not moving. Inflammation is taking place when you have pain. So we were talking about this morning about pain and how to deal with it, the pain, and how people become addicted because they use substances to get rid of the pain, and it feels so good to be free of pain that they can't stop the substance, the cigarettes, the alcohol. So these actions that we're taking this morning are meant to keep the pain away, the inflammation away. So we tap on the chest for the thymus gland. That's a boost for your immune system. Just tap, 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 tap. Then make sure women and men give your breast a massage. Go around the breast, under the breast, give them a massage. Say, love you. I love you, breast. Thank you for giving milk. Thank you for helping me nurture, whether you're a man or a woman. These breasts represent nurturing energy, giving of milk, spiritual and physical milk. And then tap around your navel, because that navel is where your colon lives. And guess what? Death begins in the colon. That's the saying from a wise author, man. Someone said that, I think it was Dr. Walker, Norman Walker. Death begins in the colon. So just giving your colon some attention, tapping around the hips. And then today, a lot of people are suffering from kidney problems. So remember, the kidneys are back here. The adrenal glands put out a lot of adrenal hormones, cortisol. So always, throughout the day, maybe especially if you have back pain, just lay those hands back here and breathe into the kidneys. Breathe in love into the kidneys. Say, I love you, kidneys. Thank you, kidneys, for all the work you do. Love, 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 love. We are ready, ready, ready now. Our body is more alive now after this workout. So I hope you're feeling better. Leave your comments there, how you're feeling after joint rolling. Are you doing this regularly? So now we're going to put on some meditation music while I go back to my studio and just think about today. What do you want to accomplish today? What do you want to get out of this show, for instance, that can help you and your family and friends improve their life? That's what this is all about today, is how can this information improve my life and the lives of my family? So let's just take a meditation break while I go to my studio. Take some breaths in and out and enjoy this beautiful visual that comes up. get to work. Let's get busy improving our knowledge, our wisdom, and understanding. So, in case you were under a rock this week and you missed it all in one week, we got this great information. And some people were not very happy about the information that came to us from Florida, my favorite state. That's where we live. So I'm going to play this quick clip from Peggy is her name. She's a YouTuber that I love to listen to. She's very wise. And she broke it down about Ladapo, the Surgeon General of Florida. He's a medical doctor who is in a position in the government. He's in a position in the government to help keep Floridians healthy. And he's doing a great job of keeping the whole country healthy, because even through COVID, he was amazing. So he's very courageous, and he says words that are not usually spoken by your average Surgeon General. So we want to just let him speak for this moment. Florida, the headline is Florida plans to become the first state to eliminate all childhood vaccine mandates. Just in case you missed it, I'm going to play a few minutes of Peggy's analysis. Peg Healthy America, her YouTube channel is The Healthy American, and she's very good at giving a balanced perspective on things. So we're going to hear from Peggy about this mind-blowing announcement for some people, because some people just went into outrage, and some people are chilling, and it's just amazing the range of emotions from this announcement. So here, in case you missed it, here is Peggy's program.
These poisons are required to keep them healthy and safe. He actually says, Ladapo actually says that these shots are not only wrong and immoral, but they are poison when it comes to the cooties cocktail. He says it right here. So we're going to take a listen. And before we do that, let me just share with you really quickly. Here are some of the headlines. And do that. These are the current vaccine requirements in Florida. Polio, DTaP, the MMR, hepatitis B, the one for chickenpox, and another shot for 7th graders, because apparently the first one didn't work very well for the elementary school children. Luckily, in Florida, they do have and recognize quite easily medical exemptions and religious exemptions. It's just a matter of filling out a form for a religious exemption. You check a box, and then for children, their parent signs it. If you are a college student or you are an employee, you sign that for yourself. So let's listen in to the Surgeon General from Florida, Joseph Ladapo, and we'll hear his plans for eliminating and ending, being the first state to end vaccine mandates in school.
The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them. All of them. Every last one of them. Yeah. Yeah, every last one of them. All of them. Every last one of them. Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Okay? Who am I as a government or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now to tell you what you should put in your body? Who am I to tell you what your child should put in your body? I don't have that right. Your body is a gift from God. What you put into your body, is because of your relationship with your body and your God. I don't have that right. Government does not have that right. They want you to believe they have that right. And unfortunately, they've been successful. They've been successful. Pretty much every state has them. It's wrong. It's immoral. They do not have the right to tell you what you put in your body. They don't have the right to tell you what your kids have to put in your body. They do not have the right. Do not give it to them. Take it away from them. And we're going to be starting that here in Florida. And, I love our lawmakers. Obviously, they make the machinery of our laws. Our governor reviews. We work in collaboration. He signs. I love our lawmakers. They're going to have to make decisions, right? That's the way that this becomes possible. So people are going to have to make a decision. People are going to have to choose a side. And I am telling you right now that the moral side it's so simple. No one has that right, guys. People have a right to make their own decisions.
Now, that statement stirred up a lot of emotions. I mean, the first post I read the next day on Facebook was from one of the state representatives. I believe she's a government employee. And she put on Facebook that he stopped short of saying, "My body, my choice," which we all know that's related to the abortion debate, right? So she made a big deal about, well, he stopped short of saying "my body, my choice" and left it there. And the comments were off the chain about, children are going to die now because of this. And the majority were cheering this as a great decision, because now the battle continues, because it hasn't become law yet. Let's make that clear. We had a long battle with even chemtrails in Florida from December of 2024 to June of 2025, almost 6 months. The Florida legislature debated and discussed the need to eliminate chemtrails in the sky. Finally got passed. Guess what? We still see chemtrails in the sky. So there's, at some level, you think, are they just playing games with us? So we're all very hopeful now that as he said, the legislatures will work to make this a law. No more mandates, no more forcing children, parents to have their children that have vaccines that they don't want. Basically, volunteer. If you want it, bless you. Make sure you're informed about the risk, because that's the problem we've had with RFK Jr. now under fire, because he's starting to bring out the truth about autism. For the last, since he got elected, actually, since he was appointed, RFK Jr. has been working diligently to prove that autism is caused by vaccines. He's been doing that for years anyway, but now as a government employee, he has to prove it before he makes big action. Guess what? Big Pharma says, nah, we're not going to have all that. I want to share with you a clip about how Big Pharma especially is fighting even RFK. And you're going to have, even in Florida, because again, even though Ladapo made this great statement, confession that he and the governor agree that we don't need mandates, guess who has to finalize it? The legislatures, the Republicans and Democrats have to come together and decide this is a good thing. But again, already there are lots of people in authority and who have the elite coming out saying, well, this is not a good thing. Children are going to die. So they're going to fight this. So we today want to just have resolve the conflict in a way that we bring knowledge and wisdom to this topic, especially about abortion, because that has stirred up that one statement by our Surgeon General that we are no longer going to have mandates forcing people to inject something into your body that you don't believe is helpful or healthy. And out of that, we now have women coming out of the closets again. Oh, they've taken away our rights to end our pregnancies. This is now what's surfacing, the debate about whether my body, my choice, you should have a right to end something going on inside your body versus what the Surgeon General and the governor are saying, the right to not have something put in your body. This is an interesting thought, though. The right to be impregnated. Women have the right to open up their legs and let that sperm come in, right? Children, they've been doing this for you. This is how babies are made and all that. Now they have a right to do that. Open your legs, bring in the man's seed, and then when pregnancy occurs, oopsie, didn't mean for that to happen. So let's just go to Planned Parenthood. This is the mentality that has been operating in our society for too many years, in my opinion. And it's now time to introduce more healthy options instead of focusing on, well, you have the right, it's your body, your choice to open up your legs and let that sperm in. And then oopsie, then you can have the right to end that pregnancy. What's wrong with that picture? That's what we want to resolve the insanity of that type of behavior that we have been really allowing to just go on and not think about it. But now that it's come up, because of my body, my choice, and no mandates, is all mixed in there this week. We're going to have a battle, and the debate is on. And it started this morning with my grandchildren and my son, 3 generations at the table this morning, having this discussion. And I let it, and my 9-year-old and my 11-year-old grandchildren were in on this discussion, because I'm trying to get my granddaughter to mark down her periods every month. And it's really not something she wants to do, but I have to keep explaining to her why this is important. So I digressed a little bit, because I want to just show you real quickly how big pharma is not going to sit back and let this happen easily. There's going to be some resistance, you can be sure of. And so I saw this headline, Big Pharma, $2 million plot to get rid of RFK has been leaked. Here it is. Just so we are aware of this battle that we're in to keep the status quo going. And this is Jimmy Dore. He's a comedian, but he has well-vetted shows on his YouTube channel that I like to listen to. So listen to what he has to say about this big pharma plot to get rid of RFK Jr. Why? Because RFK is on a mission to not only connect autism to a big pharma, but to be in line with no mandates.
So Holden Collada did an interesting tweet thread about what's actually happening at the CDC and why they're coming for RFK Jr. right now. So there's senators, there's medical organizations, the media. They're all calling for RFK to be fired by President Trump or for him to resign, right? So there is a $2 million effort to get RFK Jr. Ousted. It's happening right in front of us. Leaked memo exposed the whole plan. Now it's happening, and pharma is holding nothing back. CDC bureaucrats are subverting Kennedy. Senators are demanding his resignation. The vaccine industry is lobbying to get him fired, and it's all about to reach a fevered pitch. So so let's just watch. There is a concerted effort from pharma to get RFK Jr. ousted. 2 months ago, a leaked memo exposed the plan. Former CDC directors, pharma, senators, public health experts, and the media just launched an all-out assault on Maha and RFK. In July, the Brownstone Institute exposed a leaked memo from Bio, the lobbying arm of Pfizer, Moderna, Merck, Eli Lilly, and Johnson & Johnson. The memo made their goal clear. It's time to go to the Hill and lobby that it's time for RFK Jr. to go. Why? Because RFK Jr. and Maha are a threat to the corrupt vaccine industry. Vaxcyte EVP COO Jim Wassel allegedly stated there is no opportunity to raise capital in the current environment. So they can't raise more money for vaccines and stuff like that in this current environment when they know they're going to have to be tested against a placebo. Investors are sitting on the sidelines for the next 6 to 9 months. Vaccine pathway to approval is unpredictable. And so here's part of the leaked memo. It says, Here's the executive summary, key highlights, political landscape. Widespread concern over RFK Jr.'s anti-vaccine stance. Members view him as a direct threat to public health. Speculation about the Trump-RFK Jr. alliance with potential for breakdown over conflicting interests. Strategic voices and allies. Dr. Oz seems as a potential voice of reason on public health within the current administration, and Senator Cassidy emerging as an influential advocate for CDC. Okay, so there's that. So now let's go. Here's one more. 2025 vaccine strategy. Here's the details from the meeting. Here's their 2025 vaccine strategy. Their goal, protecting continuity and viability of vaccine business. So what they're saying, continuity, meaning we don't want anything to change. We want to keep the 72 shots on the childhood vaccine schedule. And why? Because we want to do it because it's good vaccine business. Go down here. It says that's the goal. And number 5, impact of new HHS administration. It's time to go to the Hill and lobby that it's time for RFK Jr. to go. And one down here, it says no opportunity to raise capital in the current environment. So it's all about money. As we all know, that pharma is all about money, and they don't care about your health or your safety. They're drug dealers. And everybody on the left that I consider myself a part of used to always be critical and skeptical and even adversarial to big pharma until COVID, and they got them to connect COVID with Donald Trump, and hatred of Trump meant that they had to love big pharma. And so now they do. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So Bio's leaked memo revealed that they set aside $2 million, half of its $4 million cash reserve, to stop RFK Jr. They plan to target legislators and influencers. The Brownstone Institute noted that the plan reveals a timeline racing towards September, and here we are in September. It's now September, and we're now seeing an all-out PR war from senators like Bernie Sanders, former CDC directors, and the media to try to and get RFK Jr. ousted from the Trump administration. So here's a little bit more from that. I'll just read this for you. It says the need a creative communication campaign targeting legislative and influencers. A campaign needs to both inspire and frighten potential outcomes. $2 million of Bio's $4 million cash reserve will be spent on vaccine programs. So that's what that's all about. And here we are. So on August 30th, Senator Bernie Sanders called for RFK Jr. to resign. His whole argument revolves around Kennedy's anti-vaccine views. He cited the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Medical Association, and the World Health Organization to make its case. Every one of those organizations have been revealed during COVID to be corrupt. The WHO gets most of their money from Bill Gates, and they've self-admitted that they have to do whatever their biggest donors tell them to do. And we all know Bill Gates is not actually a philanthropist. He's a capital philanthropist wherever he can make money. And he's not a scientist. He's not even a college graduate, Bill Gates. But everybody turns to him for advice on vaccines. And here's one more. The American Academy of Pediatrics has received $50,000 from Pfizer, Moderna, Merck, and Sanofi, between $25K and $49K from Eli Lilly, and tens of thousands more from other pharma companies. The American Medical Association had received $1 million plus from Pfizer, between $500,000 and $999,000 from Merck, AstraZeneca, and Eli Lilly, between $250,000 and $500,000 from Novo Nordisk and CSK, and hundreds of thousands more from other pharma companies. The heart of RFK Jr. and Maha's argument against these expert public health organizations is that they're corrupted by big pharma, because they are corrupted by big pharma, which we revealed on this show, and Dr. John Campbell has revealed, and Del Bigtree and many others have revealed over and over and over again, that everywhere from these medical organizations to the medical journals, especially to all down to your local pharmacy, are corrupted by big pharma and pressure from government that are also bought by big pharma.
Okay, so I think you're getting the picture here. Remember, our goal today is resolve the conflict that has developed from the Surgeon General of Florida stating that they're going to now eliminate mandates for vaccine. Hasn't happened yet, but we are praying that it will continue to progress, and the legislatures will all come together and agree that this is a good thing. We shall see. But as Jimmy pointed out, in that video, it's all about the money, 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 money. It's really ironic too that people are saying part of their fear campaign, Big Pharma, and all these $4 million of funds going toward against RFK's plan and even the Ladapo and all that, is that children are going to die if they don't have their vaccines. Let's just sit on that for just a second. If children don't get these jabs, we're going to have a rise in polio, chicken pox, measles, blah, 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 blah. This is the fear that this campaign is going to push. You're going to hear it. I'm just preparing you. But we want to resolve this with truth, okay? Truth. Because the truth is children have died because of these vaccines. When I look at the comments from people recently about this no more mandates, some of the comments were, but vaccines are safe and effective. And people are going to die, blah, 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 blah. But however, my comment was, you have not met or talked to the hundreds of, I have listened to over the last 10 years, I would say, I have heard from hundreds of parents who had to bury their babies after a vaccine shot. I have seen hundreds of parents who are still taking care of their older children because they got the jab at a young age. So when someone says to you, well, if they take away the mandates, children are going to die, that's a lie. That's a bunch of bull, and it can be verified easily if you do a little research on YouTube or anywhere else, that there have been plenty of deaths, not just from the last 5 years, not to mention heart problems, and the data is starting to show and surface that these pharmaceutical companies are not doing any research or comparing non-vaccinated to vaccinated, and they haven't done the studies on these pharmaceutical products that they're pushing on the mass population. None. They're not doing anything. That's why even President Trump at this point is coming up questioning the turbo jabs that he promoted back in 4 years ago, whenever, about the COVID jabs. The turbo, we're going to have these great turbo vaccines. They're going to heal everybody and get rid of COVID. Nah, it didn't happen. So even President Trump is saying that, well, Pfizer lied to me. He's making a whole U-turn now about the turbo plan that was put out that was supposed to save Americans from the COVID virus and all that. So as we resolve this conflict that's coming up, it's going to kill children. It's going to harm the society. Not true, not true, not true. Look at the data. Look at what you just heard. The campaign is on to keep the vaccine schedule where it is, 72 mandated vaccines that are harming our children. Yes, they are. I don't care what anybody says. Do the research. We resolve this conflict by knowing the truth, okay? So the other conflict that has developed is about my body, my choice. I'm going to segue into this because my body, my choice, where's the conflict on this? No mandates on what you put in your body versus not allowing me to end a pregnancy that I created. Okay, let's deal with this. Now, as I told my 11-year-old granddaughter this morning, the reason she needs to keep track of her monthly periods is so as she gets older, this becomes a pattern for her to listen to her body and to understand what being how she can get pregnant, what being fertile means to a young woman at 14, 15 who starts having a sex life, okay? I'll tell you a story that happened last year. A 17-year-old gets pregnant. She wasn't following any natural or pills for prevention, birth control. She gets pregnant. Her mom, a single mom, helps her give birth to the baby. She gives birth to the baby, After like, I think 4 months, she says, I don't want this baby. I can't handle this baby. I'm going to give this baby to the in-laws and let them raise this baby. Gives the baby over to the in-laws, the unpresent father of this child, and takes off to Texas. 17, 18-year-old. This is what happens when women are unconsciously opening up their legs and allowing sperm to come in. And then when they get pregnant, thank goodness this young lady, I convinced her not to, her mother really, and I really asked her to think about whether she wanted an abortion. The in-laws wanted her to have an abortion. This is the irony of the whole situation. The boy's parents, the father of the baby's parents said, oh no, you need to have an abortion, you need to have an abortion. The young lady did not want to have an abortion. So her mother and I coached her. Her mother nurtured, cared for this woman for 9 months, helped her. She had a natural birth at a birthing center, blah, blah, blah. And then she decided at 18, I don't want to have this baby. I can't handle this baby. I'm going to give. And so the grandmother, my friend, was devastated because she cut her off. Long story short, young women need to be educated, prepared for a sex life and how to prevent pregnancy. Because once you allow the sperm in, guess what can take place? The baby grows. It's nature, honey. So we, parents, adults, need to help our young people, in my opinion. One comment that I read on this week after the My Body, My Choice topic came up was a young mother who has 2 children. And she said, I don't want my girls not to have the choice to go to an abortion clinic. I'm paraphrasing. And I'm like, we don't want to take away your choice, honey. If you want to have that choice, but let's just focus on educating girls, women about how to prevent it with natural birth control instead of Planned Parenthood birth control. You know what I mean? So I just put together a quick, some quick videos on how we can begin to educate our young girls on preventing pregnancy, because this is where the debate has gone from no more mandates, no more forcing us to put chemicals, pharmaceutical products inside our body. The debate came into, well, my body, my choice. Then why are you taking away our abortion choices? Okay. So this is my point to resolve this debate, is to promote the truth about educating our young people. And there is actually a rise in the number of women who are choosing natural birth controls. And that's what I'm promoting today, is that along with no more mandates to put in your body, let's educate these young girls about how to prevent what many are starting to talk about, my body, my choice, which sounds so ignorant to me, but it's a reality. So what does this mean for the minds of young people when they start educating themselves? Here we go. We're going to hear, let's see, where did it go? Natural birth control. That's what we're looking at. We want to hear, let's see, it went away. The point I'm making is there are so many choices that women can make to avoid pregnancy. And because when this debate comes up again, to me, it's like such old information that we should have gotten beyond this. And yet here we are again, that we have to talk about the natural ways to prevent a pregnancy. So, well, I want to welcome all of you here this morning and just say thank you for participating in this discussion that needs to be had every month. If you have if you have okay.
implant and instead are using non-medicated methods like more women who are using natural contraception methods like period tracking apps are seeking abortions. That's according to a new study. Researchers found more women getting terminations are turning their backs on contraceptive methods like the pill and the implant, and instead are using non-medicated methods like period tracking apps. These apps will advise women when in their cycle they aren't likely to get pregnant and when they're ovulating. They use measurements like body temperature to predict that. And while some companies claim they can be as much as 93% reliable when used correctly, experts worry they can be less reliable, especially when people are taking their own readings. The study found an increase in the number of women using tracking apps and found women were using them at a younger age. At the same time, the use of hormonal contraceptives like the pill dropped. So, why the change? Well, researchers say it could be due to personal preference or difficulty accessing contraception. But they also said social media could play a role, fueling the hormone hesitancy. Experts are calling for better access to contraception and better options that address women's concerns.
So, what that video to me is telling us is more and more women are waking up. More and more young women are using their phone and using that phone in a way that helps them prevent pregnancy, other than depending on really pharmaceutical or Planned Parenthood ways to prevent pregnancy. So I think we're going to continue to see this debate because my body, my choice has come into the conversation when we talk about not having mandates to forcing people to put things in their body that are not healthy. As you said, as you heard, Ladapo, the Surgeon General here, says it's a moral issue. How did it become a moral issue that we don't force children, especially, to take vaccines to prevent disease? How is that a moral issue? Because in my opinion, this sacred temple, this master design is an instrument for our soul to dwell on this earth. And it's our mind, this master computer, this command center, that should be the guiding force on what we put in our body. And this is where we are as health and well-being with Viata is all about helping you develop your mind, your body, and your spirit to make the wisest decisions that you can make. So as we end the show today, I want to remind you that one of the wisest decisions you can make is to fast. I have started fasting at least once a week, no food, just liquids on one day of the week. And then I'm also going to be doing trying a 3-day liquid only fast every month, starting the beginning of the month. Why should we do that? Well, here is a really good presentation, video instructions on what happens to your body if you do a 3-day fast. It just fascinating. It was fascinating for me to just see the visual on this, and I wanted to share it with you as why it's immoral to force people to take pharmaceutical products that have not been tested, number one, and that have found where the risks are far outweighing the benefits. So take a look at this. What happens to your body if you don't eat for 3 days as the final word on why it's immoral to be putting things in your body versus just stop eating. That's the big issue right there, is stop eating. And guess what? The body can do good all by itself. I clicked on the wrong one, so let me go back. 3 ways to fast. Okay, what happens to your body when you stop eating? If you don't eat for 3 days.
Muscles to be released. Your hunger hormones, like ghrelin, will rise. What happens to your body if you eat nothing for 3 days? At 6 to 10 hours, most of the carbohydrates from your last meal have been digested and used by your body as fuel. As a response, your pancreas will secrete glucagon, a hormone that causes glucose from your liver and muscles to be released. Your hunger hormones, like ghrelin, will rise as well, making you feel hungry. At 10 to 16 hours, your pituitary gland will boost your growth hormone, which will help delay muscle loss much longer than most people think. At 16 to 24 hours, your body will become more reliant on burning body fat for energy. Even crazier, a process called autophagy will kick in, which can clear out damaged proteins, bacteria, and even cancer cells. At 24 to 30 hours, your body will run out of glycogen and start totally running on your fat stores for energy, while reducing protein breakdown rates to maintain muscle. At 36 to 48 hours, autophagy skyrockets by up to 300%, and mental benefits like improvements in mood and alertness will take place. At 72 hours, autophagy maintains an all-time high, for true healing takes place. However, at this point, maintaining muscle might become an issue. Save and share this to stay healthy in 2025. What happens to your body?
So, when the debate comes up about the health of your body, whether it's moral or immoral, the biology speaks for itself. That our mental capacity to make decisions about this temple, this master design, is the best number one tool to use when you're trying to improve your health. It's using your brain and having respect for this temple. And that's what we lose sight of a lot, is that we're busy talking about foods and what we should eat. But my focus, my experience, my knowledge is about taking fear out of your life. And that's what the big pharma is going to start doing. You're going to see a whole lot of fear campaign coming up now because of this topic or this issue that's now before us. And we're going to see, even if, and I've heard that, quote, COVID is back, COVID cases are back, fear-mongering campaign is starting. But my book talks about how to overcome that, from fear to faith in the master design, which I wrote actually 20 years ago, and then I republished it this year with a new cover. So think about, number one, having emotions of faith in all that you do in taking care of your body, believing that if you even stop eating for 3 days, your body will start to heal. And your mind, if you can get rid of the fear, go hug a tree while you're on this 3-day fast, spend time with the nature, your body will take care of itself. My friend Elamine is in Florida this week. And I'm hoping to do a YouTube show with him coming up soon. He'll be in Orlando, I think this weekend maybe. This man doesn't eat anything ever. He walks around. He walked through Africa this year and last year on nothing but sun energy and earth energy, meditation, qigong, and using his mind to change the energy in his body, whether it's qigong, meditation. That's what he does. So I'll be doing hopefully an interview with him soon, because he's back in the United States after walking through Africa for, I think, the whole year. He was in Africa all last year. He started in South Africa and ended up in Ethiopia. How do you do that? You have to have a very strong mind. So my encouragement and suggestion for all of us is to improve our mind with meditation. And then if you read my book, you'll get the best prevention for disease that the Most High gave me over the last 20 years since the death of my sister. So you can get that book by going to my website and ordering through Cash App and sending me an email or whatever. And even if you are short of funds, send me an email and say, I'd really like to get the book, Viata at Hotmail, but I don't have the money. Just send me an email. Let me know. I want to get this book in the hands of people, because every day that I go on these breast cancer support groups, it's really sad. I don't stay there long, but it's sad how many women are submitting to the oncologist plan to burn, cut, and poison. Because as Ladapo has said, these vaccines are poison now. Most of us are realizing the poison content and energy of these jabs that they don't do very little research on. And I want to say, someone mentioned Bill Gates in one of those videos. Bill Gates is a eugenics promoter. From his childhood, I think, on, his father was into eugenics. The whole family has been in eugenics. He did a video talking about how to reduce the population. And if you see Bill Gates promoting anything, just keep in mind his mind is all about reducing the population. Elites like Bill Gates and the WHO and all those people involved in planning your life for you are all about reducing the population. There's just too many people on the planet, and guess what? They cannot control all these people, so got to get rid of some of them. So there is a plan. In case it's not a conspiracy theory like some think, but then do your own homework, and you'll find out whether it's true or not. So please remember, like and subscribe, and you'll get a notice when I go live. I went live every day this week because my experience, my expertise, I would say, is tiny house building, tiny house transformation. And so I did a video this week on how to keep mold and mildew out of your house. For the last 10 years in my tiny house dwellings, I have never had a problem with mold in Florida, the most humid, hot place you could live in the United States. So I did a video on that for you. And then yesterday, my friend L.A. Davis, we did a video on how you can buy cheap land and build your dream house on that land. We did several informative videos to help you if you are struggling in any way, financially, rent, living in your car, living in storage units. That's very popular right now, living in storage units, vans, and that the government is not very friendly to people anymore who are living in their cars and their vans. So watch that video about how to buy cheap land. And the key is to find like-minded friends, because even if you have a half acre of land, you can't manage that by yourself. That's what you discover when you buy land and then you try and manage it. It's hard, not easy work. But that video, I think what we put together was very informative, hopefully inspiring you. If you're struggling and stressed, remember, stress causes disease. One solution is to get some like-minded friends together, put your pennies together. You can buy land these days for less than $100 if you find the right buyer. Some landowners will take a deposit of $100 and let you move in on the land, and you pay them monthly for the price that he's asking for the land, maybe $2,000 or $3,000. If you don't have that, many landowners are willing to bargain and give you a plan, an installment plan. So don't be discouraged if you're struggling, stressed, or whatever, and you need a new home. Cheap land. Get some cheap land, start building. It's a great way to grow your mental capacity, strengthen you. And we encourage that here at Viata's Tiny House Village because it's less stressful when you have smaller space. So let's see. I don't see any comments. I hope that means you're all taking notes and you'll share this with your friends. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to send a donation here, if this information has been helpful for you, like and subscribe. And then if you want to send a donation, my Cash App is $Viata Robinson. I appreciate all of you so much because together We are improving our mental capacity, raising our vibration together with joint rolling and conversations, and raising our consciousness that the system is broken, the government is corrupt, and we are the solution. And we are the solution when we have a healthy mind, body, and soul. So I say namaste to all my friends out there, Sat Nam and Shalom, Ashe, Ashe, to all my brothers and sisters. Okay, so get busy, get out in the sun, and make it a good day. Thank you. Mwah. Love you.